So my project, actually, I have been involved in few projects. So first one was actually actionable insight project. What it means by, as a researcher or an academics, we publish papers, but how do we kind of make that outcome of the paper more accessible, and then manufacturing or industries can take those insights in an actionable form. So what my project was, I developed a tool and a methodology how to prioritize verification, validation, and testing activities in new product development. But I developed a tool and a process which is kind of demystifying the process and work through the tools. And then someone new coming to the field, new technology provider or new product development, they can easily digest the process and work through the tool to design their verification, validation, and testing activities when they want to design a product. Essentially, this tool can be used for any product. That's how it is. It is kind of in a generalized, but my focus was on manufacturing. So if someone is kind of want to design a new battery for a car, for example, yeah, and then they are in the design and prototyping phase. So when they want new technology, they want to brought in for sustainable technology for a new a product. So when they're designing and prototyping, where they need to focus on. So for so long, and so we have been focusing on technical aspect. What is the risk if it doesn't work? So technical aspect of it, but being so many risks and technical risk uncertainties in a product, you cannot focus on all of this. Where you need to focus and how do you prioritize? So what I have done, that where are the customers, where are the consumer, is it B2B relationship? And then sustainability, regulatory. So all these requirements early you need to consider very early in the process. So how you incorporate the requirements from different voice of customers, voice of regulation, even voice of business, incorporate that into your technical aspect. Join them together, map them together, and plan your verification and validation activities. Going back to your question, who can use it? It's a new technology developer, new product developer, and even the manufacturer who wants to do it properly in a systematic way, they can do it. They can use this tool. So the first funding I've got from the InterAct was the actionable insight. So I did develop this tool from my PhD. So it was sort of in a kind of academic literature papers out there. But what this funding allowed me to do, which I was waiting for, that how do I make that academic insight into a prototype that is more accessible? And this funding, actionable insight funding, enabled me to do that. And I was also impressed the way they have guided through the applications. Their first webinar, that when they explained what was expected, their application process and everything was very kind of systematic, and I found it really useful. So I applied. I think it was great. The experience with working with InterAct was great. The reason I thought it was nice experience is like they are always very responsive. That's the first thing. I mean, you could ask a question that would be easily or promptly answered. And another thing is approachable. They were really kind of, you could easily go to them and then ask a question, and it was approachable. Even their directors, co-directors, and of course Angela, Will, everybody was really great, and it was fun working with them. I think the manufacturing is like my core bit is like thinking what is in the manufacturing later part of verification, validation, and testing early, and connecting the supply chain from the supplier's point of view, from the customer's point of view, and the manufacturer point of view. How do you design and validate a product that is robust, sustainable, and make the process more resilient? The tool I have developed, I have got few interests. So I have run a webinar which was really well attended. I have a couple of industries who are really interested on the tool. So we are working with them to go for bigger funding that we can make a more robust prototype. So I think large manufacturing and even engineering service providers who are very much interested and see the value. But my interest is now go to SMEs and help them through the process and showcase how that the tool I have developed can improve their process. I think if I explain the whole process in 3 words, there are 3 key things, isn't it? Product, process, and people. So you can have a nice process and you can have a very technical product. The people are the key who are kind of making this process work and product work. So they are the people who need to understand the process and make the product. So if people not buying it and people not involved or interacting with this, then the product and technology, however advanced it is not going to work. So I think these 3 elements needs to work hand in hand, and people play a key role in this. I think the connection we have made, I mean, they did an amazing job to bring people from different sectors. It's of course human centric, but there were engineers, there were economists, and all sorts of people here. And then we made this connection, and we started to realize that how important it is to work with all the skill set together to make this manufacturing work. So there's the early career researcher, advanced in academics in advanced level and industries. So they started this connection, and we are building the network. I think if we carry on working the project the way we have started, I think it's a great impact they have made, making all these connections to all the actors in the field. I am actually. I think government needs to fund more onto this sort of. I mean, the one piece we were discussing is like we have this technology provider. For example, I have a prototype. Then how do I make this connection? So my project ends after this prototype, and then if I don't have any carry-on funding to keep it alive and keep engaged, then that prototype is going to die. So it's same for many academics or many technology provider. So I think government needs more funding like this to keep this network going, the stages of development of prototypes and technology adaptation and so on. There are few, but this was a different one. The reason is it was linking, as I said previously, the connection between all the actors and keep it. So yeah, they did a nice job. It is great. The reason is, I think they have as a continuity. It's not that we just came in one event and then we disappeared. It is the project has been funded, but then also there are, again, we can come after a year and another event. We see the people we have seen or new people. So it's more connecting new people and then discussing with their idea and then the promotion they make. I mean, I think they did another good job in promoting the work. So that was interesting, and meeting new people is very enjoyable, and keeping this connection going. I am very much, yeah.